I have to pray, then I have to align myself with it, then I receive it. Like, and it doesn't work out of order. Like,
yo, man, you already know what it is, man. It's that. Yes, sir. JU, my lovely co-host Kingmeechyyy in here. Yes, sir. We back in here. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You know I'm doing great. I like that shirt you got on, though, man.
Yes, sir. I like it too, man. I like yours. Really? Know what I'm saying? Like, y'all getting a little preview, a little taste of the Island God Talk merch, you know what I'm saying, for the real Islanders out there. Gonna have this stuff available for y'all very soon. A lot of colorways,
We're gonna have everything.
We're
gonna have hats, socks. We might get those little fidgets you can get. We can probably get those on some Crocs. No cap.
Yeah. Hey, we whatever y'all want, we gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight like that. I like that. Whatever y'all want, we gonna get it.
Facts.
But definitely, we can really get right into this thing. And I know this was your thing, but like, how do you really feel about college? Like, cause you went to college, you did go. Like, what's your take?
I did. I went to. Let me give y'all my my resume. You know what I'm saying, my college resume. So I did. I think a full year at Virginia Union, then basically a full year at Norfolk State. Then I think I did I think I did a semester, or maybe a semester and a half at Virginia State. And then I ended up at John Tyler, which is a community college. Then I ended up dropping out.
Hey, are we gonna applaud him for the simple fact a lot of people don't even make it that far? Like,
yeah, but to me, like, I'm gonna start it off with just my personal experience, just because like college in general, like, I think it's pros and cons to it. Basically, for me, it was like, all right, it's not like now where like if it don't matter what you play, sports or like football, basketball, it's so many different leagues. Like, it was more like in the 2010s, I would say it was more so singular paths through this shit. So it's like, if you wanted to play football, you want to go to a D1 school, you had to have good grades. So that's what kept my grades high in high school. And then if you want to go to so like that was the way to get the best looks to the NFL, because football was life for me growing up. So then it was like I was basically going to college to play football. So once I stopped playing football, I was like, damn, what the fuck am I here for? So me personally, I just think people should think do I like before they just sign up for colleges, because colleges, they encourage you like, oh yeah, come here. It doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to do yet. Come waste your money taking classes on things you're never gonna do. And I feel like if you have like a certain plan, like a doctor or a lawyer, then boom, go to college. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need those. You're gonna you're still gonna learn a lot of unnecessary stuff, but like those are like requirements in some places. But shit, some places you just got past the bar. Like we in Virginia, you don't even need to go to college to be a lawyer in Virginia, but a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that, me personally. But that is true. And like basically like the topic is college a scam? Like and really it's just on you if it's a scam or if it's not a scam. Like obviously if you want to be like a lawyer, a doctor, somewhere like that, yeah, you're gonna have to go to college. So therefore college isn't a scam for you. Or is it? For the simple fact, you still gotta pay all that money back.
Yeah, you have to pay all that money back. That's why it's like, it just depends. Like you need to know, like, okay, I'm getting loans for this most of the time. Like if you're on a scholarship, it's definitely not gonna be a scam for you, but it still might be a scam to waste your time. But it's some pros of going to college too, just in like the networking and the people you could meet. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people, that's their first time being around different type of people that they usually wouldn't be around. So I think like as far as like college, it's like it's pros and cons to it. I think it's like individual. It just depends on the individual and like what you want to do with your life. Like I feel like a lot of people would be better just going to a trade school for a year or so and getting something like that before deciding like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate 4 years of my life to this and I'm gonna go into debt for this nonsense.
I definitely feel that. And me personally, I feel like it's so important to know what you want to do. Like, if you don't know what you want to do, maybe don't start off with that 4-year. Go to like a community college, because I promise you it'll be way better.
Or take a gap year and think, or take a few gap years and think, and just work and get your bread up. And I'm saying in the meantime, and then like once you get a little older, your brain a little bit more developed, and then you decide like, yo, I really want to do this thing, and this thing requires college. Because a lot of stuff people do, it doesn't even require. Like I got this friend, he works for a news station. Literally, we was sitting there in college. I would like, he was in communications. Like, of course, he does video editing and stuff, all that stuff. Like, he's a producer for a news station in Charlotte. I was telling him, like, with his resume, he was doing music videos and stuff at the time. He still does those too. I'm like, bro, the stuff you already did. He was working for the schools for different colleges and stuff. Like, you don't need to be in school. Like, you got a long resume of experience, and that's like a lot of companies that are starting to look more so towards experience than just having a degree a lot of times. So, and he actually ended up getting his job at the news station before he graduated.
That's what's up. Shout out to that guy. But literally, it's the same thing. Like, he did not need to be in college for what you had to do. And I feel like for most people, like, they think college, we're all told college is so much different from high school. It is, but it isn't to a certain degree. Like,
especially those first 2 years, like, they are, like, well, after those first 2 years, that's where it really changes. Those first 2 years, it might be kind of like high school, because you might not be knowing what you want to do and just taking math, science, English type shit. So.
Definitely. But, like, when I say the workload does get a lot more difficult, it does. For the simple fact, high school is kind of, not that they baby you, but it's like they more so care. In college, they really don't care if you do your work. Granted, they will kick your ass the fuck out of a class, though.
They will kick you out of class, and if your GPA too low after a while, they'll kick you off financial aid and all type of stuff.
Definitely. I got so many friends that got kicked off from financial aid just for being on academic probation.
Like, that's exactly what happened to me at Virginia State. That's why I ended up going to the community college before I just decided to, like, man up and tell my mom, like, I don't want to be in school. Like, this is not what I want to do. Like, because I already, like, after football and going through that little transition period, I knew I wanted to be, I knew I had a love for business. And to me, like, I took, my first major was entrepreneurship, and after that, the schools I went to, they didn't have that, so I went through finance and I went through accounting, and it's like I learned a lot of good stuff in there, but it's like nothing I couldn't have taught myself on my own or looked up and seen on YouTube, to be honest.
That is very true. YouTube is a powerful thing. Like, I promise you. And, like, a lot of stuff, especially with nowadays, like, it's not too hands-on. Like, especially, like, during the COVID year. I went to school during the COVID year, so most of all my stuff was online. Like, I practically had to teach myself math. And I don't know if y'all know me, but I'm not the best math student. Like, I'm just not. So, like, being, like, I feel like in certain situations, it just was not for me. Like,
and then it's like you can fall into, like, like, the networking thing is good, but you can fall into the wrong crowd sometimes in college and end up not doing your work at all and bullshitting your time away. Like, that's why I think it's different about the high school workload as well, because college is no restraints on you. You, like, however you want to schedule your day, like, you got these classes and shit, but you can do whatever you want throughout your whole day for a long time before you start seeing, like, the consequences of your actions and stuff like that. So, like, it's just also keeping that in mind. Like, if you're a young dude, you about to go to college right now, like, just keep in mind, like, you are there for a purpose. Like, the partying is fun, the hoes is fun, and all that shit is fun, but you also have to realize, like, some niggas gonna be leaving with a degree, and some niggas gonna be there 6-7 years and still haven't got theirs and still don't know what they really want to do with their life. So I think finding that purpose is, like, major before you even go into college as a man.
Definitely. I think I like that one a lot. Know why you're here. Like, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Because if it's just for your family, you might as well stop right now.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
A lot of people go because they've been, like, our parents grew up in a generation where they had way less options than us. Like, they had a lot of options, but a lot of it was like, we live in a day and age where we have all the information we need right here on our phone. Like, our parents didn't have that, so it's a lot different. So they might, like my mom was of the mindset, like, oh yeah, you need to go to college, you need to go to college, you need to go to college, because she didn't, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, like we had a pretty good life, but we struggled a lot too, and she probably feels like it's because she didn't go to college, and just having to understand like your parents aren't going to get it right away, but you still need to do what you want to do.
Simple as that. You definitely do. And because at the end of the day, it's your life. Like, you should choose whether you go to college or not. Granted, like, because you got to look at it like this. Even if you go to college, that's not guaranteeing you a job. I'm sorry, but it's just not. Like, you will probably have, now if you're interning, like there's an intern to your college and you're guaranteed a job, then, oh yeah, that's cool. But just because you got that degree doesn't mean you're going to get a job in that field. Mm-hmm. Same with not going to college. Like, not going to college doesn't mean you can't get a job or won't get a job in a certain field. It's just to each his own. Like, just know what you're signing up for. And this is a little tidbit of mine too. Like, when you go to college, actually do your schoolwork if you choose to go. Because I promise you, people think you can bullshit college. Yeah, ha ha, he. You think you can bullshit college until you start getting badass grades and wondering why.
Hell yeah, man! It was like literally one semester. Me and my little bro and like two of our other homies, we all had the same class. It was like an IT class. We had the same class, same teacher, and it was online only. We just kept taking the test and not doing none of the schoolwork, and she wasn't adding in the schoolwork. She wasn't adding in like the homeworks and stuff into our grade, and she waited to the end of the semester to put all our zeros in. We all fucking failed the class because we wasn't doing our work. We just seen like, okay, we was getting A's on the test. We getting A's on all the tests because we all sitting there cheating and shit. And then like none of us was fucking with the homework, so like our grades paid for it. And then like, yeah, at the time we young dumb and we mad at the teacher, like, come on, what the fuck, why you wasn't showing us our real grade? Like, but to be honest, we wasn't doing our work, so we got what we deserved at the time.
And simple as that. And that brings up another good point. College professors are a lot different than high school teachers, bro. Like, cause in high school, I feel like the teachers are more governed. College professors, they kind of do what the fuck they want to, especially when it comes down to grades. Like, you can ask a fucking professor to put in grades, but if he chooses not to, it's like not shit you can do about it, bro. Like, and this is really how they want to. Like, I had a teacher, she just didn't put it, like, she was going through stuff, and they'd be going through stuff too. She was going through stuff, didn't put in no type grades, like none. So that bitch just pulling up his like a little dash, you know, the little dashes. So like that's all it was. So I didn't know how I was doing in the class. Next thing you know, she just started grading all the work. I'm getting 50s and 60s. I thought I was doing this shit right. Let her know I was doing this shit wrong the whole time. But like, you won't know because she's not putting this shit.
Yeah, and it's like it's your job to stay on top of your work. It's your job to know what your grade is and shit like that. So
literally, and like they'll tell you like that's literally your job. And then what if they're not emailing? Sometimes they don't be emailing you back either. Like they be some hoes on everything. They be smoked. So, but hey,
like literally, like keep all that in mind. Like I was just literally watching Robert Kiyosaki, I think his name is, the Rich Guy Poor Dad. The Rich Dad Poor Guy Dad. He got an interview out. I've seen the first part of it today, and he literally said like, yeah, he wasn't the best student, but yeah, I see he couldn't write. He said he couldn't write, and he wasn't the best student. I think he said he flunked out of some stuff, but you see like school is really memorization most of the time. Like teachers aren't really like teaching you how to learn and things like that. Like that's why, yeah, you'll go through so many years of school. Then your first day on the job, you're gonna learn more than you ever did in school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just things like that. It's like it's because like if say you aren't the best student in high school right now, or you in college, your grades not that bad. It's just like you might need to take a step back, find your purpose, take a break from whatever you're doing. Like literally, like find what you want to do. Because a lot of times, if you're not if you're not really interested in the shit and you got outside forces pushing you to it, you're not gonna probably not gonna do good in it because you don't want to do it.
Yeah, like I would say you gotta really want to do college, bro. Because like the only time I got good grades in college was when I actually tried. Like I had to actually, which I haven't done since like middle school probably at this point. Because high school was kind of easy. You could really be as high school like boom and pass like with flying colors. College is kind of different because even when you're copying, sometimes you still be getting shit wrong, bro. Yeah. I don't get it. How when you copy off somebody and still fail, it's a hurting feeling. I promise you, it's a hurting feeling.
Yeah, man. Like that's why, like, hey, man, repeat it again. Like, know that this is what you really want to do before you go into college, so you don't get scammed, because you already know it's some bullshit with it. It's a business now. I'm saying it's a business. Like, these institutions, they need money to keep running, so they're gonna want to raise tuitions and make you take bullshit classes you don't need. So just keep all that in mind.
Definitely. And then you got to worry about females too. Like, don't date a girl in college. Like, don't do that shit.
Especially like not as, like if she's in college at all. Like same campus, different campus. It's gonna be a distraction for you, and it's probably gonna end. And then you gotta see her wilding out all over campus. And like, to me, I wouldn't want to have to just be somewhere where I know my ex is, and don't let y'all stay in the same dorm building or some shit like that. Like, it's just not a favorable situation to be in.
Like, that's how somebody gets hurt. Because you imagine seeing a nigga going into your ex's dorm or like your ex's room, you gonna be ready to crash the fuck out. Like,
hopefully you're not, but like you're gonna probably feel some type of way, especially
exactly.
if you're not completely over it.
Exactly, especially like you in college too, like younger mindset, like oh, you probably gonna tweak. So I just said, like, stay away from women too. And that brings us into like the next thing, like with women, like, how do you choose a good woman? Like, or what should the process be? Because I feel like you out here fucking all these hoes, that's what you going to attract hoes. You feel me? How do I attract the right one?
Well, I feel like every man is going to be somewhat different, but there's some principles, I guess, that every dude can follow. And that's like, to me, first you got to know yourself and know your purpose, because you're going to want a woman to align with that. And then know what you want out of a woman too. Like with me, like personal example, like before I got into the relationship I'm in now, I took a hiatus from messing with girls at all. Saying, and I was like in my prayers, like just like asking for like a certain type of woman, and like I would visualize like what the woman I wanted would look like, type of stuff. And something about doing that, and then you aligning yourself with what that type of woman would want out of a man. And those are the things that are gonna put you around that type of woman. And you can keep in mind, like, there's no such thing as like a perfect woman. So like you're looking for, like, but you want as close as possible to that, I guess, to what you want. And it's just about also having someone that's kind of coachable and able to like follow your lead and your direction, because not all women are gonna have their father in their life. Not all women are gonna know how to treat a man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, even me coming up, I didn't have the best examples of a successful relationships. I just knew what a marriage, like a happy marriage, is supposed to look like. Because I remember being in the store in Walmart when I was a kid with my brother and sister, and me, my brother, sister, and my mom. And I remember a dude trying to walk up to her, and she was like, "No, thank you, I'm happily married." And like, just seeing things like that is like, that's the like things that I would want out of my woman. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they don't have those examples of healthy relationships. So like, as a man, you got to learn what it is to be a good guy. And you know what I'm saying? Also, you have to be open to communicating with your woman, like, especially if she doesn't know certain aspects of healthy relationships.
I definitely feel that. But now I got a question for you. Do you think men can reach that, like, get that person when they're in the red pill space, like still like having sex with multiple women?
It's gonna be hard, because you're gonna be attracting a certain energy. Like, if you moving in a way that you want a rotation, you're frequenting nightclubs and bars trying to pick a woman. Like, and I'm not to say not to do that, because like, you do need to know how to talk to a woman. And like we said other times, like, the best way to build that confidence is gonna be through experience. But you do have to realize, like, okay, if I'm looking in a mode where I want something long term, I want the wife for my kids, I want this, I want that, like, I want like a life partner, like, yeah, you're gonna have to be moving in a different energy. You can't be out here like just from that, like, because you won't even realize it when you have it. Like, not to say you can't get a good woman or good women moving in that way, and like that red pill mindset, but 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna take her serious enough, and you probably won't be ready for like a serious relationship, just being in like that kind of red pill, I just want to fuck hoes mindset. Like, you're probably gonna damage her in keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. But like being in that mindset, like fucking bitches, do you think it damages the man? Because we talk a lot about how like having a lot of bodies damages women, but does having a lot of bodies damage men?
Yeah, I think it does. Like just from personal experience, I can tell you like fucking with a lot of hoes, it did nothing positive for my life. Like you got me little clout in certain moments in the past, like back in high school and shit like that. But to be honest, it doesn't do nothing positive for your life. It only leaves you to be more open to doing it. Like you lose value for like a relationship, and you lose value for like long term stuff and actual love. You know what I'm saying? When you just kind of fucking a bunch of women. So I say it damages you to some point. I don't think it's like irreparable damage to where like you can't never come back, kind of like a woman, but it's just, it definitely damages your psyche. But to me, it's like it was a mixture of like porn and being a promiscuous guy that fucked me up. And I say that to this day, I'm still kind of rewiring my brain to like not have that arousal, like I'm aroused now I need to ejaculate type of mindset. Like just being able to like control those energies and stuff. Those are things I'm still working on to this day. So I say like definitely it does damage you in some aspects.
Gotcha. But like I like how you brought up, you said it's irreplaceable, like it's like not fixable in women, right?
Yeah, I mean for the most part I don't think like women it definitely damages them more long termly. Like I mean you have some that they get baptized after a certain amount of years and they born again, quote unquote. But to me, I don't like a woman's past is gonna matter so much to a man, and it's gonna shape her so much rather than a man. Like we tend to grow and move on from things. Like yeah, our past shapes us, but it usually makes us stronger. Like I got the mindset I have now because I went through all the things I went through. Like usually with women, it's carrying that baggage along, and I ain't gonna say all of them, but to me, that's what I've seen in the most part.
Definitely, I like that because you watch Snowfall, so like Wanda and Leon, for example. Wanda, if y'all don't watch Snowfall, Wanda was basically a whore. She was sucking all the dude's dick in the hood, and then Leon cuffed her. That's basically what happened. To sum it up, so like. She basically renounced all that whole shit. So, and Leon cuffed her. So you don't think like she should be forgiven or be taken seriously just because she was a whore back in the day?
Yeah, to me that's like not what I would do because like she's like way too used for me. But I feel like Leon is a show and they're gonna dramatize stuff and they want women to watch like the show, so they're gonna want her to. They want to want like a path to redemption for her, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like I wouldn't fuck with her, especially like a dude like Leon that knows the history and he has to be around some like a lot of those dudes that she was fucking with. It just makes him seem kind of like a simp. But for him to be someone, he's a quote unquote child killer because he shot a kid, so he's that and all of the other things he's done in his past. And like selling crack, like he compared selling crack to slavery, so he feels really bad about the things he's done in his past. So I just don't feel like sees himself in a space to like really judge her. Like he's the one who gave her the crack habit, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like part of his path to redemption is being with her and marrying her and bringing her up, because if he didn't, she probably would have got back on crack, you know what I'm saying, if he didn't take her to Africa. Yeah.
So I know we've all been on social media, right? Just because like that dopamine, I feel like we be fiending, but it is what it is. We need to do a dopamine detox too. I feel like it'll be a great video. But anyway, so I know you seen what Blueface mama said about like her boyfriend's dick is bigger than Blueface's, right?
Yeah.
So like, what do you think Blueface needs to do to like, I don't know, to maybe... Do you think he cares about like? I mean, obviously he probably don't care about what people think of him, but like to get his masculinity back, like, is there any way he can get that shit back?
Like, well, as far as his mom, I think.
Because why is your mom talking about your dick on the media?
I mean, that's the same reason his father is in the picture is what I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying, just the type of woman she is, and he like, to me, like, I've seen him speak on her, like, mostly respectfully, but I've seen him talk like, it seems like his mom is like most of these women, they want attention, they like attention, and she knows that the Shade Room and all these other blogs are gonna post her when she makes some crazy comment like that. So to me, for him to, like, if he like wants his masculinity, whether his mom, his sister, Krishan, he has to start, like, I feel like he is in control at some points, but I feel like he loses it, and a lot of that is probably alcohol or drug induced. Because you got to think, like, when you're drinking, when you are smoking, when you're doing whatever, you're opening yourself up to have more feminine energy. And I know me, I like, if I'm high, I'm probably letting more shit slide than a sober me would. So it just shows you, like, the feminine energy you get from, like, being intoxicated. And I think, like, he probably needs to slow down on smoking and things like that, drinking, the party lifestyle. That stuff will help, and just probably having like I always say, with me, it's like zero tolerance policy for any of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how to keep control of the peace. You know what I'm saying? If you're the man in the situation, you're gonna be looked at the one to be the peacekeeper. If you're not keeping it, then everything going crazy.
Definitely, because, like, I feel like the way his life is set up right now is just crazy. Like, looking at it, like, Act ready. Do we know if Act bought his house or not? Like, dude, like, has there any updates on that? Because I totally forgot about that.
It's probably an auction, but coming soon or something like that. But, like, even with that, to me, it's like Act was like academics, just like any other nigga. Like that, like, of course, Blueface, he probably doesn't really care about men's opinions at this point, because men aren't his audience anymore. You know what I'm saying? His audience is Krishan's audience now. Like, they are the woman that like seeing the drama, the ones that got Zeus subscriptions and things like that. Like, I've seen the one of those girls from Dramaland, I just call it, they challenged Krishan to a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably be something interesting to watch. But, like, a lot of that stuff, like, women like the drama, they like the gossip, they like seeing that type shit. Like I said the other day, it's like women want to watch lovey-dovey stuff or just some drama filled shit. You know what I'm saying? Some messy shit.
That is true, but, like, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't even box Krishan myself. Like, she damn near deadlifted 315. I think she's stronger than Blueface, if we're really being honest.
I don't think she is, just because of his athletic background. I like, it's definitely probably a comparison there to make, but I don't know. I seen some women saying Krishan can't really fight. I seen one girl said she only been sneaking bitches, and she been fighting girls that can't fight. So I don't know.
Hey man, to each his own. But, like, she definitely could have got 315 up, and that's very impressive, especially for someone who doesn't live like.
I mean, she comes from an athletic background, and you got to think, like, she ran track.
Is deadlifting 315 though?
A lot though nowadays. Like, women deadlift like crazy nowadays. Like, and she couldn't even get the shit all the way up for one. So she's not deadlifting 315. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and she wanted that. Bitch.
She can max it like 300, but even then, it's still like, you spend a lot of time on your knees. You spend a lot of time twerking. It's not gonna be that hard for her to like. That's just from my perspective.
I feel you. I definitely do. But I know a lot of girls that's not deadlifting 315. I'm just saying. I know niggas that's not deadlifting 315. Like, hopefully all my friends can. But I know I got a couple in my mind that might be kind of questionable. Like, especially, like, not like some sumo shit, like a good deadlift. They gonna definitely struggle with that bitch. I'm just saying.
And she ran track. She was on Ultimate Tag. You know what I'm saying? She got strong legs, man. She ran college track. That's training your legs all day. They in the weight room training their legs, and they outside running. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's like, and then she's not like a small girl at the same time. Like, he's like what, 6'3", 6'4"ish. You know what I'm saying? Around there. She's not that. She's like, I don't even know, like, what's her height? She can't be shorter than 5'9".
I'm gonna guess 5'7".
Hell no. I see, like, I know 5'7" girl. She's not no 5'7".
It says she's 5'6".
She's 5'6". Hell no.
I mean, it's one of these though. It's one of these. So like, it's probably not official.
Hell no. That's probably her goddamn high school height. She was probably 5'6". That girl's like 5'9", man. But
damn, her birthday March 14th is coming up.
And then like you seen her pick up Kai, like she's a strong girl. But I just was saying, like, I ain't gonna say she's stronger than Blueface. Nah, I'm saying, like, that nigga be in the ring, he be training and shit. Nah, I'm saying, and I used to fuck with Blueface, but to me it's like I can't say like, oh, I'm a fan of Blueface now, because where's the music?
That is where is the music? What happened?
It's more drama than music at this point. So he's a reality star at this point now.
Definitely, but hey, to each his own, man. I still wouldn't want to box her, me personally. Like, she just seems like she got that edge, like.
And to me, like, the only reason why I won't agree with that point is because I feel like niggas like she probably feel like she could box a nigga, but it's like literally, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, a grown woman will get fucked up by an 8-9-year-old boy, bro. Like women be like movies like The Woman King and all that shit. Like, it's like the bone density is different. Like, I'm trying to tell you,
that was kind of crazy to say.
Like an 8-9-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy, just about to hit puberty, he would fuck a grown woman up, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like.
I be having some wild ass takes. Like, I'll say I'll beat up a female MMA fighter, but that shit is crazy because, like,
it's the speed, the bump. Like, they're not even, like, men were the warriors for so long throughout time for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's probably some dudes like Kai, like the way she picked him up, she probably could toss his ass. But I still feel like if he uses his grown man strength, he can overpower her.
Definitely, but we talking about a 13-year-old boy and a grown woman.
13-year-old boy, that's like Kai size, bro.
That was disrespectful in his own. But, like, I'm just saying, like.
Yes, bro. Like,
a 13-year-old.
Yes, a 13-year-old boy will fuck a grown woman up.
Hey, let us know in the comments who y'all got winning, a 13-year-old boy or a grown woman. We might set some shit up for real.
Bro, like, we promise you, bro. Like, and like, I'm talking like your average grown woman. Of course, I ain't talking about like the fucking like a Thai fighter from Thailand that's been doing it for 6-7 years and she like 27 years old now. I'm saying, like, shit, she probably fucked that little boy up, but an average woman will get fucked up by a 13-year-old boy. And I'm not saying, hey, yo, y'all little niggas don't be going out here trying to test the theory, but like, it just, I'm pretty sure there's some science behind that shit.
We gonna have to find that. Because I think it'll be reversed. Like, let's say it's a little kid and he know like Muay Thai or something, and then he goes to fight a grown woman.
Bro, he'll fuck her ass up.
Then I think, okay, he might fuck her ass up because he knows something. But like, I feel like, a 13-year-old boy, even if he know Muay Thai, he can know Muay Thai, kickboxing. I'm fucking that nigga up.
Yeah, because it's a difference in that. Because then you got the grown man strength. It's like when your dad used to toss you around.
My dad never tossed me a fuck around. I don't know what the fuck. Nigga know what it is.
I'm pretty sure he can still toss you around. It's like, especially because once you hit past 40, bro, then you like, all right, this ain't grown man strength. This grandmaster strength at this point now. So it's like, it's still a different level. It's like when them old heads be balling and shit, and they just be. It's like they know the fundamentals is there so crazy. Like, they've been around too long.
Like, they be passing the OP. Like, they make some great ass passes. I will definitely say that. Boom. But like, starting off in this journey, what's some of the biggest things that helped you like when you're first starting off? Because for me, it was affirmations. Like, affirmation for me really took me a long way because it got me into that positive mindset. Like, for so long, I used to like, why me? Like, I used to ask myself, why me when bad things happen, blah, blah, blah. And then while the bad things were happening, I started saying good shit. Like, I'll never forget the time I got pulled over one day. And it was like a time I could not afford a fucking ticket. And I was like, thank you, God, for another day. And I just kept saying, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, giving praise to all the Almighty, whoever you want to believe in. And I feel like it just helped me so. But I just want to know, was it the same for you? Like, how did affirmations help you?
I think affirmations is a part of, like, it's a good part of mental health, and I feel like everything kind of has to start in the mind first. It's like, boom, you meditate in your head, then you start meditating with your eyes open after that. But it has to start in your mind. And affirmations and what you were like, you also brought up like gratitude. Now, saying when you're saying you're being thankful just for everything you got, everything you know you will have, and stuff like that. Those are the type of things I like to say. But just affirmation, speaking life into yourself and repeating it every day, so you have something that's combating those like negative thoughts and stuff like that. Is like whether it's I'm kind, I'm strong, I'm a king, I'm caring,
I'm rich,
loving, I'm rich, I'm a money's magnet. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanna tell yourself those things every day to combat those negative thoughts and combat the programming that you probably got from media, your environment, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just growing up in general, we get programmed into thinking a certain way, which is a lot of times it's conducive to building those negative thoughts in your head. And I think like especially like for me personally, like yeah, I started out, I had a journal when I first started like really getting into self-improvement, probably around like 2018, 2019. I had a journal, and literally I would write my affirmations down. I would probably write like 10 every day, and just kept doing and drilling into my mind. I kept a card in my wallet, and it had affirmations on it, and it had things that I wanted to drill into my belief system. So I think it's a very, very important part of your journey. It's like literally like it's a big part of that mental health aspect, because you're literally just speaking life into yourself and you're creating your own reality. And it's just about once you have those things, you'll start seeing your life kind of align towards those things, especially when you're saying it every day.
I totally agree, and I'm glad you said you was writing it down too, because I feel like that's one of the first steps you do, like on this journey. You start knowing what affirmations is. Like I used to write the same thing over and over, like I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm blessed. Like I'm talking like every day, like the whole page, like filling it up, like until like I legit drilled it into my head. Like
it's a good way to start journaling, because a lot of times people hear journaling, they don't know what to write. Literally, you just start with your affirmations, and other things is gonna come after that. You're gonna start writing other things, like and it's gonna become easier because you're starting to do it every day.
Exactly, and I feel like it gets you into that headspace you need for self-improvement. Because if you still think like lowly of yourself, self-improvement probably gonna be a little hard for you, for the simple fact you don't think highly of yourself to begin with. And I feel like affirmations, like whatever you say is like they say, if you tell yourself a lie enough times, you'll start believing that lie.
And then you have to be impeccable with your word too. So like just knowing like, okay, I'm saying these affirmations, I have to hold myself to these things. I have to start aligning to these things. So if I'm telling myself I am healthy, my actions have to align with that, or I'm not gonna feel whole, because I'm telling myself this every day. So now I'm like, when I'm looking at certain foods and I'm saying I'm healthy, I'm like, okay, this isn't healthy for me. Now I have to like rethink, do I want to eat this or not? And you're going to start second guessing your actions just by having those positive affirmations.
That is very true. And like it helps with the negative thoughts. Like I think we touched on that, but like it's such a big thing, because for the simple fact, let's say like you're battling with something. Like let's say you're sick, you got some kind of illness. Saying you're healthy over and over and over again, it literally helps. Like it changed my whole mindset, for the simple fact I dictate my world now. Like if I don't feel well, I can make myself feel better. Like I know it might sound a little weird if you've never tried it, but like it actually works. Like you can literally change your state of being just by your words. That's why the tongue is so powerful.
That's exactly how placebos work, man. Like I seen something, it was like bruh had whatever going on. The doctor the doctor gave him the medicine for it, and the medicine made him feel better because bruh believed the medicine made him feel better. He seen an article on it that said, the article said, the medicine isn't as effective as he thought it was. And then he went back to the doctor like, they said the medicine ain't working. And I think bro had tumors, and his tumors started coming back once he heard like the medicine not as effective. And then the doctor said, oh no, those reports were wrong, and gave him I think a bigger dose of it, and said like, no, actually it's even more effective than we thought it was going to be. And bro, the tumors went away again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just a good example of how the placebo effect works. It's like whatever's in your belief system, like your body starts to believe that. Like that's why people they'll get these quote unquote terminal illnesses, and as soon as that they hear that, oh, there's nothing that can help them, and they start to believe that, now they're kind of fucked, and they start like deteriorating even faster, just because like if your body feel like if I'm gonna die is in your mind, then your body's gonna kind of react that way and start like getting itself prepared to die.
That is very true.
That's why they give a lot of cancer patients like shroom treatments and stuff like that, so they have like better belief systems and are more okay with death. It's not something that's like bothering them.
I definitely feel that, because at the end of the day, you literally are your beliefs. And affirmations, it's like you changing your beliefs. You're rewinding the system. You're rewinding everything you ever learned. That's why it's so important to like pick good affirmations and make sure you got to be with anything. You have to be consistent too. Like, we're not saying, oh, you start saying you're rich and then next week you're going to be rich. I mean, it's possible if you truly believe it, though. Like that'd be the thing. If you don't truly believe it, it's not gonna work.
Facts. Because like you said, it could be possible, especially if the more you walk in that I am, the more you walk in those affirmations, like the faster shit is gonna happen for you, because you're gonna like align your actions with that. Like you can't just like say it. You can't just say it and then like. Because we can get into like prayers, because like a lot of people feel like prayer is, oh, you bow your head, you talking to God, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? To me, like, that's just the first step of prayer. Like, prayer is, okay, saying I want these things in my life, and I want to do this, I want to do that, and now you're aligning yourself with that. You gotta like literally like you're praying like right now. You're watching a self-improvement video. Like, this is part of your prayer. Like, this is us even doing this episode. Like, this is part of us, like, actively actually praying, like, because we're putting that action into it. It doesn't just stop when we pick our head up from the prayer or whatever. Or like, even if we say our prayer in our mind, it doesn't stop. Then you have to keep moving and keep acting within that.
I definitely agree, and I will say that since we're on prayer, I feel like a lot of people don't understand prayer. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't care who you're praying to, but with anything, you pray for something and then you align yourself with it, then you gotta go get it. Like, I feel like it's a 3-part step, and people just pray for things and then just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah,
like you can't do that.
Because no one's gonna save you. You have to literally save yourself, and like that's why I was like sitting there talking about it. Boom, that's step 1. Now, boom, we aligning ourselves. Like, boom, we praying for better health. Next thing you know, boom, my actions have to align with that. Now I have to eat better. Now I have to work out. Now I have to do this. I can't just say it. I have to have my actions aligned. And like then that leads you to that third part of like going to get it, because now it's the things that you prayed about and your actions, they become habits now. And now you're into that point where now your whole belief system is like, yeah, I'm a healthier person.
Exactly. And then you just receive, like, simple as that. You just receive. That's all you got to do. But, like, I feel like so many people and this is speaking to myself, like, I've definitely got stuck in all 3 steps. Simple as that. But, like, it's important to know, like, you can't just pray it and hope for a miracle. Like, it don't really work like that. And maybe it does in your world, because, you know, the world is what you make it. But in my world, it doesn't work like that. Like, I have to pray, then I have to align myself with it. Then I receive it, like, and it doesn't work out of order, like.
Yeah, some people, they're taught through certain religions and things, like if they're suffering, like, there's nothing they can do about it. They have to just hope and sit there and pray for things to change. But nah, it's like you have to change. You have to be the change you want to see. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make things happen for yourself. Cause like I just said, nobody gonna save you. So you gotta like get yourself out of your situation. Like, I think I think suffering is good because it teaches you something, but you don't sit there and not do nothing about your suffering. You take action, bring yourself up out of it.
Definitely,
through whatever means necessary, as long as you're not hurting nobody.
Definitely, like, it's a quote, like, you're stuck in hell, like, or you're in hell. Like, do you just sit down and keep walking? Keep fucking walking, like, every single trip. You just sitting down in your situation, that's not helping nothing. I promise you're not gonna get out of it. Something like that. But hey, that is the end of today's video, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment, man. Can there be praying hands?
Yeah, prayer hand emojis in the comments, man. Like my man said, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how y'all feel about the merch. Is it ass? Should we, you know what I'm saying, should we do something a little different? Let us know something, man. Hey, every week, 2 times a week, we here for y'all. I hope, like, the people who I've been watching, like, they just see the growth, and I hope y'all growing as well, man.
Definitely. And never forget, we fucking love you.
Yes, sir. Love y'all. We out.